we're here as part of the Documentary Showcase, which is a program through the State Department that's taking documentary films. How many films are there?
29.
Documentary films around the world, and sort of showing things about American politics.
Well, very well. Mainly Marshall's film Street Fight, which deals with a political campaign in Newark, New Jersey that is infused with racial politics between two African Americans. So really kind of brings up kind of the race issues, dealing with intergenerational issues, right? From the legacy of the civil rights movement, the leaders from that movement passing on to the African American leaders of today. So that's kind of a very important subcurrent in Marshall's film. And also, I love political documentaries as much as Marshall does. I mean, it provides a very compelling narrative. And I think in a political campaign, the main characters, the campaigners, the candidates really have to explain themselves over and over to the press. So you really get a sense of who they are and how they engage with other different constituents. And I think that one surprising thing for both of us, and one of them is we went to a school in Jerusalem. I forgive me for forgetting the name, Malah, I believe, Ma'aleh, whose mission is to, it's based in Jewish culture and Jewish religion, and in infusing that in their filmmaking aesthetic. And one filmmaker came up to Marshall, and you can talk about that, just about how the Sephardim and Ashkenazi Jews here, there are cultural differences. There is some friction that she can recognize in the differences among African American communities that is articulated in Street Fight.
Yeah, I think with showing Street Fight, it's a very American film. I mean, it's about local American politics. It's about race in the United States, and so we've been sort of pleasantly surprised to see that as we've shown it to audiences in Israel, that they've been able to relate. So whether it's to conservative Jewish audiences at a film school, or whether it's to Israeli Arabs, and I think most of the audiences that have seen it have said, "Oh, we have an election that's like that. Democracy works as well as it can, but is definitely an imperfect system, and so by kind of airing some of America's dirty laundry, I think that and sort of being honest about when our systems don't work as well as we'd like them to, that it's kind of given others an opportunity to do the same, and given us all an opportunity to look at those systems and try to think about how we can improve them. So there's sort of the democracy issue, and then there's the movie is about an election between two African American Democrats. So I think the media generally portrays the African American community as being monolithic, when in fact there's huge diversity within it. And so we've been sort of seeing the same thing and hearing the same thing from Israeli audiences, that the Jewish community and sort of to outsiders is often portrayed as monolithic, but in fact there's huge diversity. The Arab community is portrayed by outsiders as monolithic, but in fact there's huge diversity within it.
From Sderot, which has been through a lot of pain, and we took 3 trips there, and they are in the middle of a festival, to Taipei, which is a predominantly Arab town, and Jerusalem, of course, being Jerusalem, and Nazareth today. All different. I think the conversation. Today was in Nazareth High School, which was kind of the youngest contingent. So we showed a different film called Beginning Filmmaking by an experimental filmmaker, also documentarian, named Jay Rosenblatt. He is teaching his 4-year-old daughter how to make a film. But I think there was issues of how to teach, of teaching and learning, and the rudiments of filmmaking that I think resonated in the high school audience. I mean, we had a lot of questions for them. They had questions for us, and particularly Marshall, about how he got started as a filmmaker. I think a lot. So I guess a general impression, just the different kind. We have set questions we ask of one another. I mean, and we start out with I ask Marshall a number of questions, and we open up to the audience. But when we open up the audience, I mean, I think it seems like every audience has different takes on the film. Some want to talk about the filmmaking process. Some talk about the issues that come out of the film. So I mean, that's why every gig has been different.
For us, I think it's been interesting just talking to all different types of people about politics and culture and history and archaeology and just kind of scratching the surface of all those different issues.
I mean, I just say from both sides, from the Arab side and the Israeli side. We were in Jerusalem yesterday just on our own, with kind of a 3-hour excursion, 3 or 4, but really getting a sense of life there. And I think you always hear, I think the cab drivers are the best conduits to a given culture. I mean, you hear that from documentary filmmakers too. And I mean, we've had Israeli cab driver yesterday. We had an Arab Israeli cab driver, so had a very different take on situation. We were always asking the drivers about this. It's a very complicated history and a long history. And another thing that's remarkable about the country is that, I mean, just how many thousands and thousands of years and many different dynasties have come in and made their impact in their own particular ways. I mean, considering America is 237 years old, and that's just a small slice of history here in this country, in this territory.
Really appreciate you guys coming.
No, thank you so much for having us here.